inside your bedroom. We stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm. Physical silence, no need to speak a word. Let you beside me. Don't wanna move too fast. Your lips on my flask, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. I never dare to ask if we're gonna last. I'm needing all your love, needing all your love. Oh, when you, oh my God, you know you play your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, oh, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts. Your blood is pumping, I feel it in your veins, surfing your heat waves. Your taste is different, somehow it makes me brave. Chemical nature. Don't wanna move too fast. Your lips on my flask, sipping on your love, sipping on your love. Oh, when you, oh my God, you know you play your cards so right. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, just in the dirty clubs and diamonds. Take me, oh my God, oh, but we'll hold our faces straight. Oh, I am a sucker for hearts, I'm a sucker for hearts, hearts, hearts.
Hello. Sorry that I was a little bit late. I got carried away over here getting set up and working. I went ahead and got started. Normally, I give myself like an hour break between these streams and when I work so that I don't lose track of time. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. So thanks for bearing with me, guys. How is everybody tonight? This is my first live stream since the school year has started. For those of you who do not know, hi, hello. I am Amy Prokopis and I am an author. I'm also a full-time school counselor. So that is what I mean by the school year starting. This was our first full week back at school. So little strange. I still feel like I'm just playing catch up. I've done a lot of work the last couple of days between my two jobs, and I am super excited for things to be on like a more normal schedule. We're still not quite there, but we are getting there. So Rita says, like the intro music. Thank you. I love that song. I think it suits a lot of the vibes of what I write these days. I'm writing much more grown up books, and everything I have planned for the future is much more grown up. So I'm not entirely leaving the young adult genre, that world, but I am starting to dabble in the new adult realm. So I'm really excited to write some more grown up characters. I think my characters have already and always been a little bit more grown up, even in my young adult books. So I am excited to try something a little bit different. And what's different is coming very soon. So the final book in the Guardians of the Six Gate series, which is young adult, comes out October 30th. That is what I've been working heavily on the last couple live streams. In November, on November 27th to be exact, Winter Witches comes out, and it is my first more light new adult book. The characters are all college age. They have their own lives outside of like their families. That comes out in November, and I am super excited about it. And that is what I'm working on tonight. So I thought that I was pretty much ready to import the draft for Winter Witches into Vellum, which is my formatting software. I thought that I was pretty much at that point, and I decided to pick through it a little more, and I connected it. It's always been connected, but I just opened up the Grammarly icon that connects with Word, and I have like 500 grammar adjustments to make. So I'm going to do those tonight first. So that is what I'll be working on during this stream. And hopefully I will get through all of those. I'll just fly through them, and I'll be able to import into Vellum tonight, because what I would really like, even though it hasn't gone to my editor yet, I want to go ahead and get a proof copy, mostly because this is the first time I am doing a book cover myself. And I want to do a trial run of the specs, make sure it looks right on the book well before publication day, in case I need to do something major to fix it, like hiring somebody if I really have to. And I also, because I am doing a Kickstarter campaign for Winter Witches to help pay for the cover, the editor, all of that stuff, and some marketing along the way, I would like to have a copy, like an ARC copy for myself, just to hold in photos and to use for like promotional material. That way there's a physical copy for you guys to see in that campaign, even though I won't have the actual ones for you guys until after the completion of the campaign. So that's the plan. That is why I am trying to go ahead and do some of these things with Winter Witches. So hopefully we'll blow through a lot of that tonight, and I'll be able to upload into Vellum sometime tonight, or at least this week. I would really like to do all of that this week for Winter Witches. So fingers crossed. What is everybody tonight working on? I told you a lot just now about what I'm working on, and we'll get into our first sprint very soon, because I am a little late. It is now 8:30. And normally we start at 8:20 exactly, but I put us a little bit behind. So I won't prolong our stream any more than I need to. Woo. There we go. That makes much more sense. You know, maybe I need to just scroll through. Alrighty. Rita said, I'm editing chapter 12 of 18 in my YA fantasy book 1. Woo! Layer of Essence of Elements. Hello, Felicia. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me. I was a little late getting started. We will jump into our first sprint of the night super soon. Part of today, I have been doing Kickstarter planning. That's what all of these papers are. I've done several different drafts of what I would like a Kickstarter to look like. I've been doing research on Kickstarter, specifically all the book Kickstarters, and I've been kind of pulling from things that are really successful in those campaigns and trying to input them in my own while also making it my own. A couple weeks back, I told you guys that I really would like to do a sweatshirt, like a really girly, like Barbie-esque sweatshirt to go along with the vibes of the book. Plus, I really wanted a new sweatshirt to lounge around in, and I have done that. So last week, I think I said that I was partnering with a local company, a local small business to create that sweatshirt, and I have. And so we have a mock, like our very first version of it is being printed. I'm really happy with the way it looks. It may end up being exactly what we do. So super excited, hoping that that comes in very soon. She said it would maybe take her like a week to do. So really excited that I'll be able to offer that. And of course, like the usual bookish things in Kickstarter, there will be bookmarks, stickers, book plates. I'm going to have as add-ons, I'm going to add on some of my other books so that you can just get them all in one place if you wanted. And of course, signed copies, ebooks, and such. So really excited. Felicia said, "I'm just stopping by. I'm at the movies with the kiddos." Oh, how fun. Enjoy it. I haven't been to a movie in a very long time. Alex and I watched the D&D movie with Chris Pine last night. We had started it at a friend's house months ago when it first came out and just got distracted and didn't finish it. So we rented it and watched it last night, and I love it. It was really fun. Rita says, "New sweatshirts are better than flowers or a new purse." Oh, that is very nice. And I am always cold. It is 100 degrees here where I live, and I'm freezing in this house. So I love to bundle up. And so I thought it goes with the winter theme and we can make it real girly. And I just wanted one for myself. So I thought, let's add it to the Kickstarter. So it'll be coming very soon. I think I'm going to have a launch date for the Kickstarter. I think it'll be the 13th. I haven't solidified any of that. I'm kind of waiting to a degree on all of these items to get finalized before I commit to things, but it looks like it'll be the 13th-ish that I do it because I want to give it a good month before the release of Winter Witches, and that way I can go ahead and use some of the funds and do the most before the book's out. That's the plan. So we shall see. Alrighty, I think that it is time that we get into our first sprint of the night. So 20 minutes, boop, there it is, right? I always do this backwards, right there. 20 minutes is on the clock. Woo! Hello, Katie. Cannot wait for the sweatshirt. I am so excited. When I designed it with her in town, I came in with what I thought I wanted, and I was excited about it because I already thought it was adorable. And then she pulled up Canva, and in like a minute, she said, "What about this?" And it was a very different design than what I had. There was elements of it that were the same, but she added more variation and stuff such to it. And this is why she is the professional. So I cannot wait until I have that in my hands and I can show it for you guys. So excited. Okay, so if you are new, we do 3 sprints, writing sprints or productivity sprints. So we'll go 20 minutes where we work together on whatever it is that you may be working on. Maybe you're reading, putting up laundry. Sometimes that's what I do. And then we will chat a little bit more. So we'll do 3 sprints tonight, and then we'll wrap up for the night because it is a Sunday and I have work bright and early in the morning and I'm already a little tired. So here we go. First sprint of the night, 20 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Whew. First sprint. How did we all do? I got through a lot. So I said that I had like 500 corrections according to Grammarly to address. And I'm down to like 200 now, I think. And some of those are things that I've already been through and just for some reason didn't register. So in a good place. Really pleased with how quickly I'm getting through those. Just because I was a little worried that I wasn't going to be able to get through them all. I wanted to upload. I think I said that at the beginning, but if you missed it, I want to upload this draft, if I can get to that point tonight, into Vellum. Vellum is the software that I use to format the interior of my books. So I use it to put together all of the insides with like the pretty header images and such. That's what I use. And I wanted to get to a pretty polished state to upload it into Vellum so I can start tinkering with it to try getting a proof copy this week. So a proof copy is just like an example copy printed of your book. They're never super pretty. They always say like not for resale across the front, but it'll give me an idea to make sure that I'm doing the cover right, because I'm doing a lot of that myself this time around, which has been really fun. But I want to make sure and give myself a lot of space in there in case I mess up and have to hire somebody or redo the cover. Rita almost finished her chapter of edits. That is awesome. I think we're all in the same stage of writing, it seems like, because the last couple of weeks we've all been editing books together, which has been really, really fun. Katie said, I read a couple of chapters of Crescent City. I have not started that yet. That, among several other books, is on my TBR shelf. I have an entire shelf dedicated to the books that I want to read, and I have slowly added to it. Bethany Atazada is another indie published author. She does like fantasy retellings. One of her books is, oh crap, I just forgot the title of the one I just bought. Oh my gosh. But it is sitting on my shelf. I decided to finally buy it because she took a course and she put a lot of work into learning how to design book covers this year. And so she redid all of the covers for her books in that series. And they are gorgeous. And I immediately bought one because now I want to do the exact same and learn how to design my own covers. And put that back into my own hands, the creative process of doing that. So my shelf is huge right now. Where do you get your proof copy? So when I first started, I used to order a proof copy from Ingram Spark and from KDP, and I may do that again with this book just to be on the safe side for the cover. The cover designer that I use for all my other books, she is fabulous. And the last couple of rounds with these other books, I've only ordered my proof from Amazon, just because she has been doing this so long that it's never turned out weird. I've never had to make corrections with her. So this time around, I might order 2 proofs. I might order one through Ingram Spark and one through Amazon. I wanted to get 2 anyway because I wanted to share one with Sarah Sutton, who is another indie author here on YouTube, because I used her Christmas book. I referenced it in this one. And so I thought it'd be fun to share my book with her since hers got discussed a little bit within the book. And I also just think it is a similar fluffy romance to what she writes, just maybe a little more grown up. So I thought it would be fun to send her one of those proof copies just for funsies. And I thank you for letting me reference her book in it. So I think I'll probably order one from Amazon and one from Ingram Spark. Those are the 2 publishers that I use. Ingram Spark is a third party that can get your book listed just about anywhere. So do I really need to publish through Amazon as well? Probably not, but I like the control aspect of that. So I do that. Plus, I am in Kindle Unlimited, my ebook is. And so it works the best to just publish the way that I am for now. Rita said, I am close to releasing it to beta readers. I was hoping in a few weeks. Woo! Congrats. I am starting the process at KDP for my proof copy. Woo! That is awesome. I cannot wait. I have those two books like a month apart from each other. So I'm hoping super, super soon to hear back from my cover designer so that we can get to work on the Mistress of Shadows, the cover for that book. I already have an idea of like color schemes and such. We're going to use the same template we have for the other books with the circle and stuff on the front and just change out the little symbol on the front. So it's not going to be anything drastically different. So that should make it easier and maybe quicker to create, I hope, for Lena, just because I did have kind of a hard time reaching out to her. I go through Readsy, and for some reason my Readsy account didn't send things correctly. I actually had to talk with customer service and they had to send something out for me. So fingers crossed. I did talk with her a couple weeks ago and she said that she had availability in September. So we shall see. But yes, I cannot wait to get my own proof copy. That is when things always feel just a little bit more real. When you actually are holding it in your hands, things start to feel surreal. Katie said, I have really loved those covers. I think they are beautiful and look great as a set. Thank you. My cover designer is amazing. That is all Lena. I gave her very, very brief and like almost no guidelines to go on, and she just kind of runs with it. In the past, when I've worked with her, what I typically do is I tell her what the story's about and I give her some like inspiration. Like anytime I pitch a book nowadays, I pitch it as this is similar to this series or this TV show, or like with Guardians of the Six Gates, it's like Vampire Diaries meets Supernatural. I do that kind of comparison a lot. And I also I also give her like colors. For some reason, when it comes to the book cover design part of the publishing process, the way that I envision it all first is in colors, like a color scheme. And so green was always Guardians of the Sixth Gate, and Shade of the Shadowlands was always like an icy blue because of the season. And so seasons have definitely had some play into those covers. And I already have the cover, like the scheme in my brain. I don't really want to spoil it yet, but I am excited to see how she interprets that. Really excited. My tea has gone a tiddly bit cold. Okay. I think that just because I did start a little late tonight, I think now would be a good time to jump into the second sprint. So, second of 3 sprints of the night. We have our 20-minute timer on the clock. Don't forget to like the stream if you are enjoying your time here. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys. I love seeing all of your comments on my content. I know I have not been posting as often as I was before. Now that I have started back to school, well, in 2 ways, actually. I literally am back in the school year as a school counselor, but I'm also myself back in classes in college for my LPC license. Some things had to give, and the easiest thing to drop, at least for the time being, was the Wednesday upload. So I do have plans for that not this week, but the week after. So September should have a little bit more eventful things in it. I wanted to kick off the Kickstarter with a like really fun promotional video that is in the works currently. So bear with me as we get back on track. But I do love seeing all of your lovely comments on the videos I have been posting. So thank you guys very much. Okay, 20 minutes on the clock. Ready for the second sprint of the night. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Woo! All right. That was sprint number 2. We have one more sprint to go. And just because I took so much time in the beginning, and also I forgot for the first minute or two to hit go on the timer in sprint number 2, I am kind of a mess. If you hadn't noticed, a little bit of a mess tonight. But just for that reason, I'm going to try to keep the conversation brief just now so that we can move into sprint number 3 and kind of start wrapping things up for the night. So far for me, it is going pretty well. There's still quite a few things that, quite a few corrections that I have to make. There are a lot of them listed here. But so far, so good. I am super glad that I did actually hit pause and decide to go ahead and go through all of these suggested corrections, because so far they needed to be caught. So nothing terrible, just really small mistakes, things that are really easy to do if you're not paying super, super close attention. So it's fine. How has everybody else been? Katie said, I finished putting away laundry, read a little more, heading to bed. Thanks for the productiveness. Thank you for joining, Katie. I can't wait to see you next. It's been far too long. Rita says, I got that chapter all done and set up my Trello boards for this coming week. I'm going to read for the evening. That sounds super nice. Speaking of reading, what is everybody reading? I am I guess I'm a part of the ARC team now. I have been reading an ARC of Sarah Sutton's new book that comes out in just a couple of weeks. It is Fake Dating the Football Player. It is cute. It is from the Most Likely To series, which is her newest series. Really excited. Like it so far. I'm a little over halfway in. It's starting to really get juicy. And what I really like about Sarah Sutton's books is that they're all interconnected. So they're an interconnected standalone. So they could be read just the one book. You could completely read them out of order if you really wanted, although there are fun little tidbits to pick up along the way. But what I like is, even though I have read I've read one story that takes place in the same timeline as the others, there's no guessing how that story goes. You might know how it ends, but all the in between is juicy and you don't know how it's all going to go. So really fun. I really like Sarah Sutton's books. I'm having a good time with this new series. I think now is probably the best time, just before I get on to anything super crazy, to start moving into the third and final sprint of the night. Rita says, I am still reading Guardians of the Sixth Gate and Hunger by Michael Grant in paperback. I need to read one ebook and one paperback. I do that, but with audiobooks. I usually read like a physical book, and I also have an audiobook going at the same time for those moments when I need to be hands off. They're not always the same. I made it sound like I'm reading the same book in two versions, but usually it's two separate books, two separate versions, if that makes sense. So I'll be reading one book on audiobook and a different book physically. I'm not actually reading in or listening to an audiobook right now, though. So, okay. Third sprint of the night. Make sure you are subscribed to my newsletter. I'm getting ready to send out the agenda for all of my YouTube content and such. All of that will be going out through my newsletter. I will also have some sneak peeks coming super soon. So if you are a Patreon member, you will get all of that well in advance before any of the public get it. I actually released the updated header images for Winter Witches on Patreon today. because I changed those in the book. I'm really pleased with how they turned out. They're adorable. And Patreon members got to see what those look like. So Patreon members also get early access to all of my books. So they have had the early draft of Winter Witches for almost a year now. So fun stuff. But before I get ahead of myself and time gets away from me, let's start into the third sprint of the night. I will see you guys in 20 minutes. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Okay. So that is the third and final sprint. I was able to make it through all of the corrections from Grammarly, all of the like spell check and stuff in Word. So feeling pretty good. I actually ended the night by going back to the vampire romance, got back to that. I am dying to write in that project more. It's going to take me a little bit, I think, to like settle into it again because it's been just long enough. But cannot wait to get back to it. For now, I think this is a good place to end things for the night. That way I can get off to bed. You guys can all get off to bed. It is a Sunday night. Don't typically like to stay up super late on Sundays. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. And hopefully, we'll be back on schedule into the next week. I am going to schedule. We will have next week's live stream, 8:20 Central Standard Time. I promise I won't show up late this time. And thank you guys so much. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.